Hi and welcome to my kitchen. I'm going off the Historia for one time because you'll be hearing this on Yud Aleph Nisan, which is the Rebbe's birthday. This year we're starting to say Kuf Yud Ches. That's 118, which means the Rebbe is 117 years old. The Rebbe changed the world. The Rebbe is changing the world. With every shliach. I talk about this all the time, from Alaska to Zaire. But I want to talk about women today also. So I want to tell you about how the Rebbe changed the life of women in general, and a woman in particular, me. The story goes back to approximately, I would say, 49 years ago. We lived in New Haven, Connecticut at the time. I was teaching in New Haven Hebrew Day School. My husband was working by the Deitch. By Deitch, it was incredible. We had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful 7 years in New Haven. Avremi was home. My son was home every day with the babysitter. And I went to teach from, I think it was 12:30 to 3. I taught in the afternoon. Hebrew, of course. There was one student. It seems that his job in life was to make me a little crazy, and he did his job well. I would get really upset, and sometimes my reactions were not as good as they should have been. I decided that it was because I was nervous about leaving Avremi home, and maybe I should just stay home and be with my child. So I wrote to the Rebbe, and I said that I go to school and I'm not relaxed, and I'm nervous, and sometimes my reactions are not good, and I think I should stay home and take care of my son. And I waited for an answer. The answer came. I was standing in my kitchen. I will never forget it. The phone rang, and it could be I've told you this story. The phone rang, and there was no caller ID, and it's Rabbi Klein. And, you know, a man would put on a gartel. I washed Nagelwasser again. I pulled down my tichel to make sure I was 100% kosher. And I'm ready for the answer. And Rabbi Klein says to me, der Rebbe hat gesagt, ihr sollt gefunden, etwas interessant, raus von Stub, nicht in Stub. Ton etwas interessant, nicht in Stub. I said, Rabbi Klein, I'm sorry, that's the wrong answer. It's not an answer to my question. So Rabbi Klein says, you know, the Rebbe used to cut off the letter and just leave your name. So Rabbi Klein says, Miriam Fege, Bas Yehudis? I said, uh-huh. He said, das der Entferi Farach. I was in shock. I asked the Rebbe that I should do less and stay home. What did the Rebbe say? I should find an outside interest. Because the Rebbe knew that if I'd stayed home, I wouldn't be a calm person anyhow. And that frustration maybe would come out at my child instead of in school. Wow. I understood. I took the lesson. I became better in both places. At least I tried. The Rebbe put us on a pedestal, the women. We were the Ikar Habayis. We were the most important thing in a Jewish home. The Rebbe knew that when Mama is happy, everyone is happy. The Rebbe knew that the woman sets the tone in the house. So this Erev Pesach, I want to wish us all something. I had a birthday in Oder, and my friends from Keser Shem Tov, it's a a group, used to go away together for a retreat. They make me a birthday party every year in Oder. And they got me this. Thank you, ladies. But I bought them all a present also for Pesach. And also my friends, when I made a farbrengen in the house, I bought them a b'dikas Chometz set. What does that mean? What's my message? My message is that every single one of us has Chometz inside. Forget the Chometz in the drawers. That you can live with. Grace and Mises, it has to be less than a brekel. Believe me, there's no sandwiches in your jewelry drawer. And yet we go through it anyhow. There's no Chometz on your walls. The Chometz inside, that's a dangerous Chometz. The anger, and we all have it. Or maybe only me, and I think everybody else also does to make myself feel better. We have inside anger. We have inside sometimes jealousy. We have inside sometimes judgmentality. We have inside sometimes, especially Pesach, in the houses where the kids are coming home with a lot of kinderlach, Baruch Hashem. Or maybe in a house where the kids are not coming home. That's just as bad. Or maybe you're going to the kids. That's also difficult, even if you didn't cook. And so I gave everybody a b'dikas Chometz set. This is to take out your Chometz, but not with steel wool, with a feather. To clean out your Chometz. To say, Miriam Fege Bas Yehudas, this and this and this is your Chometz. Clean it out. Clean it out. Don't get upset. This, when you feel this yontif, that you're getting upset because of a daughter-in-law or a daughter or a child or a son-in-law, or it doesn't matter, or a husband, that's your Chometz getting in the way. Clean it out, clean it out, clean it out, clean it out. Clean out the Chometz. And then you'll be able, with a wooden spoon or a big spoon, to get all of the nachas. You know, it only takes 5 seconds between and Clean out the Chometz, calm down. Walk away a few seconds. Don't make cheshmenes. And then you'll be able to sip up all the nachas. And somebody said, what's the candle for? So, you know, I always think of food. I said, make yourself a candlelit dinner, or have somebody make you a good dinner, and sit down at a candlelit dinner. I don't mean the Friday night table. I mean just you and your husband, or just you if you want to. Or put on a light so you can see everybody's milas, because everybody has them. So I wish you and me and Klal Yisrael a freilichen Pesach, kosher it'll be. A freilichen Pesach. A Pesach without anger. A Pesach where you've already cleaned up your Chometz. So important. Clean up your Chometz. Eat up your nachas. And enjoy Yontif. Seid gesund. Bevirchas, mamish, Mashiach now. Seid gesund. Thank you for being here. L'chaim.